conversation in about September.
Yeah.
I don't even feel like we were in October though.
I don't even feel like we were in November. Like, boom, done.
Was it yesterday?
Suddenly it's Christmas.
Really hoping that that works out to April as well. Like, because I know
Oh.
once we hit prom, it's over.
Very, very riveting.
What does that mean?
Really, whoop. That, I don't know how you put that in a definition, but it's another way we're going to use the chain rule. It's going to be, it's also another way that we're going to use implicit differentiation. Why don't we all just sigh on the count of three, all of us together, on the count of three, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's it. All right. Now it's out of our system, and it's recorded at minute 1. We're going to use related rates. When we need to find the rate of change, of 2 or more variables that are changing with respect to time. So we're finding the derivative of a function, WRT with respect to time, okay? So it's going to be d dt. That's what we're looking for. It'll be the derivative of whatever dt. That's why we leave that d by itself in the numerator, okay? d dt.
Who's that?
But I'm using self-control.
Right out there.
Bitches.
Probably.
Against the line.
Okay. I told you I'm not going to tell you how to do this. You got to figure it out on your own. It says if y is equal to the square root of x, find dx dt when x is 25, given dy dt is equal to 2. We're not going to put a hit.
Three step thing.
3 step? Like what do you mean?
The derivative and then plug in the x.
Well, let's find the derivative. Let's just see. I don't know. Let's see what happens. All right, so first step, find the derivative. We got y is equal to the square root of x. Am I going to leave it that way? What am I going to do? I'm going to rewrite it how?
Y equals epsilon.
Is that a y prime? Or just y? Just y.
So would you make that dy dt?
Oh, I don't know. All right, let's just see. So dy dt is equal to, come on, what's it going to be, guys? 1/2, say it again, x. Go ahead, Marco. To the negative 1/2.
Then you substitute x in the 2 and the 25.
Hold up. It says we got to find the x dt. I don't see a dx dt. What does that mean? Dx dt. What's that mean?
The derivative of x.
The derivative of x with respect to what? Time. So did we find the derivative of x?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, where was it?
You have x and everything.
So we changed the y. What's the derivative of y? It's really before today, before last week, the derivative of y was 1, right? And when we started doing implicit differentiation, then we had to go 1 times dy dx, didn't we? But this is dy dt. So here's what we got to do. When you take the derivative of x, we want to plug what's not even in there yet? The dx dt. We haven't found the derivative of x with respect to t. That's what we've got to find, right? It's not even in there yet. So how are we going to get it in there? I'm not really going to plug it in. I'm just going to kind of tack it on the end.
So every time you find the derivative of x, you put that in.
Every time you find the derivative of x, we're going to find dx dt. We're going to tack that on the end. Just exactly the same way, when we found the derivative of y, we would plug in dy dt. We would find the derivative and then tack it on the end. Because that's what we're trying to find. Okay? So, what are we solving for? Dx dt. Look at the problem.
So you just plug that stuff in.
Plug what in?
25x into 2 for dy dt.
What do y'all think?
That you stepped in.
What did she say? Tell me what she said. Plug in the 25 for x. Plug in 2 for dy dt. If we plug that information in, what is it forcing us to find? Everybody. Dx dt. What are we trying to find according to this problem? Dx dt. See what you get. See what you get. Come on, try it.
That be step 2.
We'll go back and put the steps in here in just a second. Problem. Will there be units of measure? No, not for these. But starting tomorrow, we will have units of measure that you will have to list. Okay? So what did you do? Tell me what you did, Tyler. X. You threw it back to the bottom? Okay, that's cool. 2, did I make it square root of x? Is that okay? Okay. What else did you do? 25 for x. Oh, okay. 25 for x. Okay, what else? Anything else? What am I trying to find? Is there anything else I could? Substitute. 2 for dy dt. Does everybody agree with this? Yep. So 2 here, 2 here, and that leaves me dx dt. Is that okay? Did everybody do that? Mm-hmm. How do I get myself out of this? 1 over 2 times 5. Where did 5 come from? Just plain devil's advocate. What about that 2 over there? That kind of drives me crazy. What do you know I want to do to that? I do want to do over 1. And then, of course, I will have 2 over 1 is equal to 1 over 10 dx dt. Then what? What am I solving for? Because by now, I can't even see the top of the problem. I don't even know what I need to solve for. So how do I get dx dt by itself? Divide by 1/10? Okay. You know, I just throw up in my mouth a little. Why? Because it's a fraction over a fraction. So how am I going to remedy that? Personally, I'm going old school.
What if we didn't, like,
It's okay.
the whatever to the bottom? Like, I didn't use square root to the bottom. I just did 1/2 times 25 to the negative 1/2.
No. You did 1/2 times to the negative 1/2? No, because that would have been the second derivative. You're finding the derivative of it, like you can't do that. Okay? What's that going to give me? The XCT is going to be equal to what, y'all? 20. How many of you had that? Hold on. How many of you had that? Hands up. What do you think? Do y'all really don't remember doing direct variation? Y'all remember doing it?
Seriously? That was 10th grade.
You don't even remember. Okay. All right. So what do we need to do here? We need to go back, because I told you, if you got a kind of a step-by-step procedure to follow, it's kind of easy, but we kind of lost our procedure. So what are the steps? Go back and let's figure this out. That is the correct answer, but now we've got to put steps to it. First, we've got to find the derivative. What do we do then? Actually, first we did what to the function? We rewrote the function. Okay? That's the first thing we did. Rewrite function. The answer is 20. Did you go back and did you find or multiply the 1/2 to the negative 1/2? Yes,
So
no.
it's part of the problem 2 over 1 divided by 1.
2 over 1 divided by 1/10.
Oh, never mind, I got it.
Okay. I see. What's the second step? Find the derivative. How? What method? Implicit. We got dy dt and dx dt, didn't we? Right? Can't forget about the dx dt. Especially when that's what we're kind of having to use. What was the third step? Find the derivative meant we had to find the x dt for this problem, didn't we? Did we have to get dx dt by itself? And then what was our fourth step? I got dx dt by itself. Then what? Solve the freaking problem. How about writing that on your paper? Once you solve the freaking problem. Minute 11:16. Solve the freaking problem. Put it in your steps. Just like that. Look away. Don't make eye contact. You are a turd. And I love you. But you're a massive, massive, constipated turd. Love you. Solve the freaking problem. How? How? Substitute the freaking values. Don't make eye contact with me the rest of the day. Okay? And it's not because I don't want to help you.
Wait, so that's all we had to do?
That's it. The answer is 20. Yep. Find what it tells you to find. Substitute what you're supposed to substitute. And solve the freaking problem. Oh, girl, it's all going to come back on you. Don't be bad. When you're sitting at a parent-teacher conference.
Wait, you're gonna say something? Or someone else?
No. All right, here we go. All right, we got to find dy dt, right? Every time I find the derivative of y, I have to tack on dy dt. Every time I have to find the derivative of x, I have to tack on the x dt, right? How did you attack this problem? Did you guys distribute first and then do power rule? That's the easiest way to do this problem, okay? Did anybody do anything different? Did anybody do? Please don't. Did anybody do product rule? Did you have for your derivative on the first zero? Because it still should work out. Here we go. I'm going to rewrite this, and I'm going to distribute 4x squared minus 20x. Is that cool? Okay. What's the derivative of y? 1 dy dt. What's the derivative of 4x squared, everybody? 8x dx dt, right? Okay. Minus what, everybody? Come on. Is everybody cool so far?
So you take the product.
Yeah, you can. But it's going to be way longer.
Wait, no, I have that.
Because you would have had first times the derivative of the second.
Well, that's all it's gonna be anyway. It's not right there because the other equals 0.
It should work. I'll have to do it off to the side. Okay? 4, 2x dx dt minus 5 dx dt. Is that what you have? Plus then 0 would cancel out the second piece of the product rule. Is that what you had? And then you distributed the 4 to, I'll have to see it. I'll have to come there and see it. Okay? Here we go. What now?
Factor out 4 DXDT.
Factor out of 4.
This makes it easier than multiple.
What am I trying to solve for? dy dt, which is here by itself. Let's go that route. 4 dx dt. Do you guys agree with that? You may not have approached this way, but if I go that route, then what's left in my quantity? Is that right? Yes or no? Guys, you gotta talk to me. I'm about to get mad. Just kidding. What now?
Plug in 2 for DXDT and 3 for X.
Okay, 3 for x, dx dt is 2. 3 for x. And what did I say?
2.
Dx dt is 2, so 4 times 2. Everybody see what I did? Even if you approached your problem differently, did you see what I did? Yes or no? You got to at least nod your head and like, don't put me on. Yeah. Okay? And then you just crunch numbers. 8 times 6 minus 5, which is 8 times 1, which is 8. Hey, do I have to write this on the left side every time? Yeah, you do. You really do. How many of you had that? You had it before. Hands up if you had it before. How many of you had it in between? In between you solved and got the answer before I got to it just now. How many of you are like, what the crap's going on?
Do we not have to do product?
No. Did you do product rule too? About to? Let me see. First derivative of the second.
It's gonna do the same thing.
It does. Yeah, it's gonna give you the same thing. Yeah. I just have to see it. Yeah, it's gonna give you the same thing. Very same thing. Because the second piece of that will cancel out because of the 0. The derivative of 4 is 0. Okay? Any other questions? How do you feel about this? How many of you feel good about this? Thumbs up. Up high so I can see. How many of you like, like I ain't really ain't feeling it yet? How many of you like, this sucks, I hate it? Okay, nobody's there, that's good. Or I just didn't see it. Check this one out. What's up with this one? Do you guys agree with that? Did you hear Ashley? Do you guys agree that it's product rule? What are you solving for? You're solving for dx/dt, so you have to get that by itself. Do whatever it takes to get dx/dt by itself. See what you can do. Work with a person, or just sit there by yourself and struggle. I don't know. If you want to do that, go ahead. Or you could ask the person beside you, in front of you, behind you. Or struggle, whichever you like. Whatever. Okay, you ready? So, what are we going to do here? What rule? Product rule. Just out of curiosity, did anybody like divide both sides by x? Did you go that route? Totally going to be the same answer. Okay, it's going to be a little bit different. First, what's the derivative of the second? dy dt plus the second times, what's the derivative of the first? dx dt. What's the derivative of 4? 0. Okay, I know that my rule and your rule is not going to look the same. However, in the end, we should get to the same answer. What do I do at this point? Tell me, Jessica. You made eye contact for a split second. She never looked me in the eye. What do I do? Plug what? Where? 1 for x. Negative 6 for dy dt. So we get negative 6 plus y dx dt is equal to 0. Is everybody cool so far? Would I add 6 to both sides? So y dx dt is equal to 6, and now what, y'all? Divide by y. Because it says I've got to find dx dt, so I've got to get it by itself. Divide by y. So what took you to the answer 3/2? Go to the original. Did you really just plug in numbers? I'm not judging. I'm just asking a straight up question. You really did.
I didn't do 5.
How?
Divide by x. Get 4 over x equals 1.
Okay. All right. I don't understand. Tell me more, Leanne.
X, y equals 4 divided by x.
All right, so you went to the original function? Huh.
Get y by
X, y equals 4. Why get y by itself? Because I need a y value, right? I need a y value. So go to the original. Y. Where's my x? I don't see that. It's in the original problem. Shut the front door. Does this feel familiar? Did we kind of do this with finding the y value or the corresponding y? X, corresponding x value. When you wrote equations of tangent lines and you were only given the x value, you had to do the very same thing. Ah, now the light bulbs. Okay? So y is equal to 4. Now what? Plug 4 into a reduced. Okay, so it goes back to, guys, what's the first step?
Rewrite.
The first step is rewrite and find derivative, right?
Yeah.
Second step, find the missing value with the original function, yes, no, or maybe. Okay? Do you think this is going to come back and haunt you tomorrow? Probably so. Okay? Probably so. So if I get stuck and I don't have all my unknowns, then I've got to go back and try the original function. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Okay. I am. And what's the third step? One more time. What are we trying to find? The instruction said to find dx dt. Well, dx dt is here. So we just have to substitute. Good. Substitute and simplify. I like that even better. 6 divided by 4, which is, everybody? Thank you, 2 of you. Excellent. Okay. Questions? Would you be able to do this yourself?
Yes.
Because I can promise you I'm not going to be kind when you say, not because I'm trying to be hateful, but if you were to come to me and say, I don't understand. Do you feel like this is kind of a treasure hunt? You kind of got to figure out, all right, so I don't have this, so where might I find the y value? I didn't have a y value in the first piece, did I? So how did I know? How did I know that I would go to the original function? It's the only way. It's given to me already. If I have the x value, I have the x dt. It was the only way that I could find the missing Y value. You use what you have. This is like, I don't know, Great Depression math. You use what you have to find the answer. It is. Think about it. You have to use what you had. Yes. All the history classes would be, the teachers would be happy. I just brought it back. You're welcome. You're welcome, Whitney. You're welcome. Cross-curricular training, all of you teachers of little bitties. Y'all remember that. When you're teaching math, bring it back to you ready? All right. Y'all are so psyched today. Here we go. Last one. I think. Yep, last one. I just want you to take a moment and look at the clock. All right, let's check this out. I don't know what to do. Tell me, all of you. Okay, go on. What? Keep it to the front.
And then write down the X. And then put DX.
Okay, girl.
And then put 2Y. DY equals 0.
Isn't that a waste? Do y'all know what that is the equation of? Just to get some given.
It's 1
No.
equals 0.
Does anybody know what x squared plus y squared equals 25 is for? It's an equation of a right triangle. Who said that? Did you say that?
Yeah.
It is the equation of a circle. What's the center, Smarty Britches?
K and H.
Close.
H
What's
and
the
K.
center of this one? It is HK. Go. What's the center of this circle? What's the radius?
1.
No. Ha! Wrong! What, anybody know? What's the radius? It is 5. Very good. I'm impressed. What do we do now? What do we do? Plug that crap in. 2 times 3. Dx dt is 8. 2 times 4. Good Lord. This might be the easiest one we've done. 16 and 3 is 48. 6 and 8 is 48. 8 dy dt. That's supposed to be a 0. Sorry. What now?
Looks like it.
It looks like one of those chocolate donuts.
So, it doesn't even look like a donut.
No, like we get a Krispy Kreme and have this before. Then once you go down the line,
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't
you never
know.
got it. The Krispy Kreme and you like watch this at the
I've never seen donuts that weren't perfect.
Hey, I'll get some that are perfect.
Wouldn't that be cool? You know what else is cool? -6. How many of you? How many of you had -6 hands up? Okay, high five. Carlson! Tamara, I saw that. She's like, get on. I am not crossing over. Okay, you ready? Questions? Now you figured it out? All right, here we go. I had a girl.
Oh, okay.
Did you have a little?
It sputtered a little bit.
Whoop. Hey, there it is. 4 problems. I don't know, but I'm not helping you. Don't ask. Not going to. I won't. I mean, I'm just being hateful. I don't even care. It's already on Insta. It's already on, not on Twitter yet. Get ready to put it on Twitter.